The next thing is, and sorry, these are really gross. I actually was just painting and I'm taking a bit of a break. So that's why these look really nasty right now. But these brushes were from bountifulbaby.com, and the sponges you can just get from Walmart, Target in the makeup section. And these brushes I highly, highly, highly recommend. This is the 5-pack at Bountiful Baby, and these are high-end artist brushes. And I suggest getting these instead of going in the artist section at Michael's Craft Store and getting them. You can, and you can like cut down the bristles to make them really thin. But usually it doesn't really end up working for a lot of people, so I suggest just getting this pack because as you guys can probably see, like this one right here, it's very, very fine and little. It doesn't look that fine, I think, right now because there's like paint on it, but they're very, very fine, and it gives you all the type of brushes that you will need. So I suggest just getting this pack. That's what they are. So yeah. And then I suggest getting a just like a pack of brushes that are just not really good quality. I only have one, and that's fine, but I suggest using it for the Mod Podge and like glues and stuff. The reason is because the glues will ruin your brushes, and you don't want to ruin your good brushes that you use for painting. You just want like a old one that you don't care about just for glues. So that's what I have here. And then you will need tweezers, which again you can just get in a pack from like Walmart, Target. So you'll need tweezers to make your sponges for like to pluck holes out of the sponges for painting, and you'll need nail clippers, which again can get at Walmart, Target, and you will need these for cutting the cable ties to the bodies. So yeah. Okay, now we're going to talk about some random stuff here that you will need a lot in this frame. Okay, so we're going to talk about these two things right here. This is just regular old nail polish remover. This is acetone nail polish remover. Now, I do suggest getting, I think it is 100% acetone or something. I will leave that down in the description. Please don't use this because I have noticed when I strip kits, sometimes it makes the vinyl turn pink, and yeah, it's not good. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be using up the rest of this bottle, or yeah, I'm just going to be using the rest of this bottle, and then I'm going to move on. But I don't want you, especially if you're a beginner, having your vinyl turn pink, because then you won't really know how to fix it because you're a beginner. So yeah, I will leave that down in the description, but you will need something like that. And then you will need obviously like cotton balls or tissues or paper towels to rub it off. And for getting in the small spaces like the creases, you will need cotton swabs. So yeah, that's essential because if you are a beginner, you most likely will mess up. So you probably want to take, I suggest only stripping the vinyl 2 or 3 times. I have not followed that rule, but you know, and whoopsies. I haven't followed that rule myself, but I suggest don't strip the vinyl any more than 2 or 3 times. So yeah. Then you will need glues. So I got this pack of 4, I think it came with 4 or 5, E6000 glues from Michael's Craft Store. And obviously the nail polish remover and the cotton swabs and like cotton balls, tissues can be found at Target, Walmart. This stuff I use for magnetizing magnets, and also not magnetizing magnets, putting magnets into the doll's head for hair bows and pacifiers. You could also use this to seal down hair from eyelashes, eyebrows, and hair. That's what I'm trying to think of. next will be needles. Now, actually, I'm going to get on to this in a second. We're going to talk about these. So this came in a pack of 5, I think. I have another one up there. These are just really cheap containers you can find at the dollar store or like Five Below or something. These are just cheap containers, and I use these for like my big paints, like washes and skin tones and creasing that I use a lot. And then I use these little containers from an old paint set from other crafts that I keep my paints in as well. But you will need these to store your paint so they don't dry out. And then another thing that you will need before I get on to the mohair and needles, you will need a palette to mix your paints in. I know it may seem like you won't need it or you won't use it, but trust me, you will. So at least I did. So you get it from bountifulbaby.com, and I'll put it on the screen right here. So yeah, I think it's like $3.99. It's not that expensive. Definitely suggest getting it. And, whoopsie, knocked down some towels that I'll need to talk about then. Yeah, so we're going to talk about the mohair and needles. So the needles I got, these are a 38 gauge crown needles, but I suggest getting the ones that are not, I repeat, not pre-cut. I accidentally got the ones that were pre-cut. So yeah. So if you're a beginner, I suggest 38. If you're not a beginner, I suggest 42 gauge. And you want crown needles. At least if you're a beginner. If you're a more intermediate expert, you'll obviously know if you need like crown or forked or whatever. And this is mohair. This is a really low quality mohair, but it's good for beginners, and that's why I got it, because I was new to rooting eyelashes and eyebrows. So I got this, which I definitely recommend just in case you mess up and need to pull it out and retry, which is what I did. And this is a wig from Bountiful Baby. If they don't, their mohair sells out pretty quick actually, even though it is low quality. So if they don't have any mohair and you're just using it for eyebrows and eyelashes, I definitely suggest just getting a wig, and then you can cut it and then, you know, have it in a little loop and root it. And so that's what I did. And a little thing about mohair, I do suggest getting low quality mohair, but you don't have to. If once you get good with that and you don't think you're gonna like waste it or anything, I suggest getting Slumberland mohair. Slumberland mohair. I'll also have 2 other mohairs that, oh, the other 2 were Delta Dawn and Susan Nagel, I think it was. I'll leave those down below where you can get those. Especially Susan Nagel ones, because she sells on eBay and through another person who sells stuff. But, yeah, and I do not suggest getting Ruby Red mohair. Ruby Red is a brand, not the color. And yeah, the hair breaks way too easily, I've heard. So yeah, don't get that. If you're a beginner, expert, whatever, don't get it. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about the bodies. Now, this is something people really don't mention. They usually do it in a separate video, but I feel like if I did it in a separate video, the video would just be really short. So I'm just going to add it in here, because if you're painting Reborns, I'm sure some people just paint kits, but most usually build them or sell them with the bodies and everything. So this is what you'll need for that. So I suggest... Now, I wasted my money on these. These were $12. These were like $12 or $14, plus $7 shipping from Bountiful Baby, for like 12 or 14. And you can get 100 of them, same ones, 100 pack for $18. Way better. So you can get those, I think it's dollsoreal.com, but again, I'll leave it in the description. These are very thin cable ties. You cannot use regular cable ties. They will not go in the body. You have to get really thin ones that are made for Reborns, which obviously you have to get on a Reborn site. They're really thin, and let me see if I can show you guys. They have like little, yeah, you can kind of see it. You have like these little little things you see in there. It helps them be more secure. So yeah, you'll need those.
Don't forget.